Guys, so today we'll be discussing about Tawang in the month of January 2025, what you should be expecting in terms of weather, road condition, the places that you should be visiting, and is Tawang accessible in the month of January. And the final thing that everybody keeps asking about is what you should be packing in Tawang for the month of January. So this is what we'll be covering in this particular video. So watch till the end to know all that you need for your trip to Tawang in the month of January. So starting off with the weather, the daytime temperature in Tawang will range from anywhere between 5 degrees to 15 degrees. It can even go up to 18 and 20 degrees during the early afternoons, like around 12 to 2 p.m. But it's after 3 p.m. that the sun will set and it will get extremely chilly. It's during the evenings after around 7 o'clock that the temperature will drop from 0 to even minus 10 and minus 15 degrees in the month of January. You can expect snowfall in the town of Tawang along the route from Sela Pass all the way up till Bumla Pass and Sangastar Lake. So Tawang in the month of January is like Christmas time. It's snow covered all over. Everywhere you look around, it'll be snow. You wake up in the morning and there'll be snow. You go to sleep and there'll be snow. And I'm not exaggerating. Every part of Tawang will be covered in snow. Is it a good time to be going there? For those who are seeking snow, it's a very good time to be going there because you'll definitely get to see a lot of snow. You'll get to experience snowfall. But when it comes to the places that you need to be visiting, those are dicey. Let's get to that later. When it comes to the road condition, keep in mind that the roads are extremely well made and it is very smooth to reach all the way till Sela. You can even cross Sela Pass and reach there because now there's a tunnel and that's Sela Pass. So to reach Tawang is very easy. You do not have to go via Sela Pass. You can just take the tunnel and you can go straight to. But if you're planning on going via Sela Tunnel, that can be tricky because the Sela Pass sometimes has so much of snow over there that the army prevents you from going there. Now that Sela Tunnel has opened, it'll be all the more difficult for you to make it to Sela Pass, considering that the army will force you to take the tunnel unless and until the road condition is good and clear. Keep in mind that a tunnel is a great way to bypass the entire snow, and when they're seeing the snow, for you it's excitement because you're a tourist. But from the standpoint of what the army is looking at it's extremely dangerous to take the Sela Pass road because there have been a lot of accidents in the past because of the snow, and this can be fatal to your life and also cause a lot of pain to the other travelers along the journey. Now keep in mind, when you're traveling to Tawang in the month of January, you need to be hiring a vehicle which has where the driver is very good. In fact, along with it, the driver needs to be having chains for all 4 vehicles because it can be extremely difficult to navigate this journey when it starts snowing, because the snow can go up from a few inches to at least 3 to 4 feet, and when it is a blizzard, it becomes extremely difficult to drive through this without chains. Your car will slide and slip around because of the very low traction that will be there along these roads. Keep in mind that hatchbacks and small vehicles like Swift Desire and other smaller hatchbacks are very difficult to drive to Tawang in the month of January because they're low ground clearance, along with the fact that they just lack the capability to navigate through heavy snowfall and the uphill terrain. No matter how good your driving skills are and you think that you can self-drive to Tawang in January and it's going to be a cakewalk because you got all the experience in the world, that's very good for you, but to be very honest, it's very difficult to be driving over there because when nature strikes, you'll most probably have no answer to it. So it is better to hire a taxi and have somebody who's experienced to take the wheel and drive the journey and enjoy the experience rather than being in the whole moment and making your whole experience a nightmare. If you're someone who's considering biking to Tawang in January, just scrap it out from the moment I've just said this, because it's not possible to go biking to Tawang in January. The entire road after crossing Dirang, after Rama camp, is going to be covered in snow, and especially after crossing Sela Tunnel and Sena Pass, even this town of Tawang is going to be covered in snow, and you do not want to be biking on these roads. One fatal mistake and you can be down in the valley, and that will be the end of your entire earthly journey. So if you love your life and you love your parents, do not act foolish and take a bike to Tawang in the month of January. Biking for Tawang is only in the summer months from April, May, June. Those 3 months are good for biking, but from Jan, Feb, March, do not even consider taking a bike to Tawang. Now, when it comes to the places that you should be visiting in Tawang, keep in mind that around Tawang town, everything is easily accessible. That's the monastery, the light show, even uh, the war memorial in Tawang is easily accessible, because these are places which are open throughout the year and are frequently visited by locals. So it's very easy to get to there. But when it comes to places like Bumla Pass and Sangastar Lake, keep in mind that those two places depend entirely on the weather. You will still manage to get to Bumla Pass, but Sangastar Lake is a 10 to 90%, 10% probability that you'll make it, 90% you might not make it, because when it is snowing, they will definitely clear Bumla Pass because it's an important army road. But Sangastar Lake has no value to the army in real world terms, so they're not really going to be opening it until and unless the snow melts down, and it's too far from the main town of Tawang. But you'll definitely get to see plenty of lakes along the way, most of which will be frozen, because in January everything in and around Tawang will be frozen. Homestays and hotels are open in Tawang because that's the peak season for Tawang, and you'll get a lot of crowd coming in. Do not even think about going to Tawang without proper woolen wear. You need plenty of woolen wear. You need your glass, you need your muffler, your gloves, you need everything possible, along with a very good pair of shoes, because walking on snow is not meant for all kinds of shoes. You need shoes which have good grip and are waterproof, because if your shoes get wet, it's going to be a nightmare for you. Keep in mind that when you're in Tawang or in Bomdila or Dirang, food options are in plenty. You'll get plenty of options, which in terms of food would be your basic thali, which is veg, fish, rice, egg and chicken. Alcohol is extremely affordable in Tawang, one of the cheapest states in India for alcohol, so do not worry about the cold. If you're someone who drinks alcohol, you can always sip on some alcohol and get some warmth. Heaters are provided in all the rooms, but they are not really effective because it gets extremely cold in this place. Keep in mind that carrying an umbrella comes very handy, because if it's not snowing and the weather goes bad, it will start to rain, and that could be worse than snow, because the rain is thick and the raindrops are really heavy, and it's a disaster when it's raining. In fact, it's a horrible experience. Now keep in mind, when you're leaving for Bumla Pass and Sangastar Lake, you need to be leaving early in the morning, as early as 6:30, because the later you leave, the weather will go bad, and that would be a bigger disaster, because you might get stuck on the road over there without any network. Because after you cross Tawang, basically after you cross the checkpost, you'll lose network and you'll have no network. And when you're going to Bumla, you need a special Bumla permit, which is only possible through your hotel owner, because that's the smoothest way to get it done. If you are someone who wants to self-drive, it is, again I'm telling you, keep in mind that it's not the easiest thing to be going there self-driving. It is always better to go there with a hired vehicle, check out the terrain and then come self-driving. And summer is a good time to go self-driving, not winter, no matter how good and well versed you feel you are, because Tawang is altogether different ballpark. Network in Tawang in the month of January is very good. Jio, Airtel and BSNL have excellent network, Airtel being the best network. You'll even get 5G network in this region, so you do not have to worry about network. You do not have to worry about food. The only thing that you need to be keeping in mind is that the timing. You need to be waking up before time, so that you have enough of time to explore the entire region. When it comes to having a bath, just have a bath in the morning. Do not have a bath after lunchtime, because it will get extremely cold. The permit for Tawang and Arunachal can be done online through the government website. If you are planning a trip for January, we have one happening in January. You can click on the link in the description. If you still have any further queries about Tawang in the month of January, leave a comment in the comment section and we'll be happy to help you. So till our next video about Arunachal Pradesh and Tawang, stay safe, stay happy and stay blessed.